Hi, welcome back, and welcome to anybody who's new. This is Watch the Thread, where I sort of generally talk about different crafty things I'm doing, whether it be knitting, sewing, embroidery, like anything really, because I'm constantly interested in new hobbies and sort of seeing how I can get my hands dirty, so to speak. I will say now that it's summer, like legitimately summer and hot as balls, the knitting has taken a back seat. So we'll skip that for now. But anyway, I wanted today, like as you see me reaching over here, to share with you some of the books that I have in my sewing library. I also have a bit of a knitting library as well, which I'll share separately. But to the extent that you might be interested, here's some of the things that I have. So the first one is the Palmer Pletch Guide, Complete Guide to Fitting, which I've shared before. And this is it's a tissue fitting method that they do. And I've used it a little bit. I'm still sort of working through it to see sort of what types of things I need to do. As you may know, I've got small children, so I don't have all the time in the world to devote to these things. But so far, this is what I've been working on. Like I've used it, like I said, a couple of times and found it really helpful. The next book I have is a pattern book, and this is the named company, named clothing. Sorry, Breaking the Pattern. And I haven't made anything out of here yet, but it's beautiful. Everything in here is beautiful, and I can't wait to start making things. Now, the next one I have is more of a sewing reference. So this is the School of Sewing. It's by Shea Henderson, and this is the book. It has there's no garments. It's actually just meant to sort of get you sewing with things that obviously are easy, so that you aren't concerned about fitting and all of that. And so there's a whole section of projects, which include bags and pillowcases and a quilt and pillows, just all different kinds of things. So I've made a couple of things out of this, a couple of zippered pouches that were really great, and it was a great way to just sort of dip your toes in and make something that was easy and quick, and so you felt confident, and it made you want to keep sewing, basically. So I really like that one. The other one I have, or the next thing I have, is a couple of books from Alabama Channon Studio, which is Natalie Channon. So this is the Geometry of Hand Sewing, which is a beautiful book. Gives you all kinds of stitches, and there's also a template in the back for doing the different stitches. And then I also have Alabama Studio Sewing Patterns, because they're all really beautiful, and she just has a really unique way of designing that I haven't seen anywhere else, and it is all hand sewn in Alabama, and it's just something like I thought was really cool. I think she has a really cool method. I've made the wrap skirt. It ultimately, like, the fit wasn't great. It was one of the first things I ever did. Like just sewed generally, hand sewing, machine sewing, but I sewed it the whole wrap skirt by hand. It actually looks like a skirt, which I was at least proud of that. But yeah, I can't really wear it, so I'm gonna have to find something to do with it. But I feel more confident now in my sewing ability, so I think I want to try some more projects out of that. And then the last thing I got is a new addition as of the last 2 weeks or so, which is the Sewing Bug. And this is Allison Smith, who is wonderful. And as you probably know, I've got a Blueprint membership, and she has a bunch of classes on Blueprint. So I've watched her a number of times, really enjoyed her method of instruction, and then thought I'd get her book because there's a new edition out, and it just has like basically everything you would ever need about sewing. So another sewing reference. So those are all the books I have. I'll link them all down below. It's not a huge library or anything, but I found these all very helpful and in various ways, and have used most of them, except for the named clothing one. But as soon as I make something out of there, of course, you'll be the first to know about it. What kind of books do you rely on? Are there any references that you think are really helpful to have that you would suggest other than these? I'd be happy to check them out. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for stopping by.